Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So I am uploading our Linux class videos in the YouTube channel also for the revision purpose. So you can go to Ashok IT YouTube channel, go to the YouTube and search for Ashok IT. Then you can see the playlist here. In the playlist, you can find out Linux playlist, Linux 0 to Hero course, guys. 4 videos I have uploaded in this playlist. So by the end of the course, all the videos I will upload here for your revision purpose. If anybody is not followed this, so please follow this channel. I have given channel link in the chat box. Perfect. Good. In the last session, we discussed about several Linux commands, guys. We discussed about chmod command, which is used to change file permission. Then we discussed about chown command, which is used to change ownership of the file. Then ping command, wget command, curl command, ifconfig command. Ping command, which is used to ping the server to check the connectivity from one machine to another machine. We can use ping command. Then wget command, which is used to download the files on the internet based on the URL. Then we discussed about curl command. Curl command is used to send HTTP request based on the URL. Okay. Next one, we discussed about ifconfig command. Ifconfig command is used to check the IP address of the machine. Then we discussed about zip command. Zip command is used to create the zip files in the machine. If you have multiple files, if you want to compress all of those files, then you can create a zip file by using zip command. If the zip is already available, if you want to extract the zip, then you can use unzip command. Then we discussed about free command, top command, htop command. Free command is used to see the memory, how much memory is available, how much memory is used, how much memory is free. That information we can get by using free command. Then top command, htop command available. Top command is used to display the processes which are running in the Linux machine. Htop command will display the processes running in the machine in the table format. Then we discussed about ln command, which is used to create the links, shortcuts in the Linux machine. Then I have given one assignment. What is find command and locate commands in the Linux? Okay, so still I'm looking for your analysis. What is find command and locate command? I'm giving one more day time. I want to check that. Okay, good. Next one. Today, we are going to talk about another important topic in the Linux, that is package managers. What is package managers in the Linux operating system? Here, guys, package managers are used to install or manage software packages in the Linux machine. In the Windows, we are having GUI, where we can download the files and we can install the softwares. For example, if you want to install the softwares in the Linux machine, then we can use package managers. So what is the meaning of package managers? Package managers are used to our install, update. 1 minute, guys. Right. Package managers are used to install or update, manage software packages in the Linux machine. Okay. So for example, I want to install Java software. I want to install Python software. I want to install web servers. I want to install MySQL client, MySQL database. So these are called as softwares. So if you want to install these softwares, then in the Linux machine, we are going to use a concept called package managers. Package managers are used to install update, and manage software packages in the Linux machine. And these package managers are going to be changed based on Linux distribution. Package managers are specific to Linux distribution. So for example, if you are using Amazon Linux machine, or if you are using Red Hat Linux machine, or if you are using CentOS Linux machine, then we will use yum package manager for that. Okay. Package managers are used to manage the software's installation in the Linux machine. For example, I want to install Java. I want to install MySQL in the machine. Then to install that software, we will use package managers. Package managers are specific to Linux distribution. So we discussed Linux software developed by Linus Torvalds. Then Linus Torvalds provided the Linux for free of cost. So many companies taken the source code of the Linux and modified according to their requirement and released into market with their own brand name. That is called Linux distribution. Okay, so distribution to distribution, the package manager is going to be different. Amazon Linux, Red Hat Linux, CentOS, these things are going to use yum as a package manager. Suppose if you create one machine using Ubuntu distribution or Debian distribution, then APT is the package manager for that. So mainly we are going to use two types of package managers. One is yum package manager, another one is apt package manager. Yum package manager will be used for Amazon Linux machine. If you are using Ubuntu machine, then we need to use apt package manager. Okay, then let's understand how to install a software in this Linux machine. So currently I'm taking my Linux machine. This Linux machine we created by using Amazon Linux. Okay, what is the Linux platform? What is the Linux distribution? I'm using Amazon Linux. Okay, let me connect with this Linux machine and let me install some softwares in this Linux machine. Okay, so I created Linux machine by using Amazon Linux. So for the Amazon Linux, what is the package manager? For Amazon Linux, the package manager is yum package manager. Okay, so let me connect with this machine by using SSH client. By using SSH client, I am connecting with this Linux machine. Perfect. Then next one, how to install a software in the Linux. First, let us check Git software is available in this machine. Now you see, when I execute Git version, it is saying Git is not available. Git software is not available in this machine. Now I want to install Git software in this machine. To install Git software, we will use sudo super user yum install git. Okay, sudo means super user doing this operation. Yum is a package manager for Amazon Linux. Install command, I want to install a software. Git is called package name. I want to install Git. Execute this command. This is asking for confirmation. Are you sure to install? Click on yes. Yes, I want to install Git client software in my machine. Okay, so with this, Git client software is installed in our machine. How to verify Git is installed or not? Git version. Earlier when I execute Git version, that version was saying Git command not found. Now we are able to see that Git version. So how I have installed Git client in my machine? By using a command sudo yum install git. Okay, this command is used to install Git client software. Install Git in Amazon Linux. Same thing if you want to install in the Ubuntu Linux machine, install Git in Ubuntu Linux machine. In the Ubuntu Linux VM, then the command is going to be sudo yapt install git. Yum install, yapt install. Yum install is used to install in the Amazon Linux machines. Okay, yum install is used for Amazon Linux machine. Yapt install is used for Ubuntu Linux machine. Package managers are used to install or update or manage software packages in the Linux. Okay, so these package managers will be changing based on the distribution. Okay, so yum package manager we are using. Similarly, let us check the Maven software in our machine. MVN version. What it is saying, guys? MVN command not found. Maven is not available. Let me check Java version. Java is not available. Maven is not available. Java is also not available. So how to install this Maven? How to install this Java? So simply we can execute sudo yum install Maven. Sudo yum install Maven. It is asking for confirmation. Yes. It is asking for confirmation. Yes. It is going to install Maven software in our machine. It is going to install Maven software in our machine. Perfect. Maven software is installed. Now verify this command. Verify the Maven MVN Maven version. Earlier, when I asked MVN version, Maven not found. Now I have installed Maven by using minstall. So Apache Maven 3.8.4 version got installed. Maven is installed in the user share Maven directory. Okay, so Maven is developed by using Java. So it installed Java also by default, Java 17 version. You can check Java space hyphen version. Java version 70 is installed. 17 got installed. So earlier Maven was not available, Java was not available. But now we are able to see Maven available, Java is available. So how we install Maven software in the Amazon Linux machine? Install Maven in Amazon Linux. Install Maven in Amazon Linux. Sudo yum install Maven. Okay. How to install Java in the Linux machine? Install Java in the Amazon Linux. To install that, the command is sudo yum install Java. So yum package manager we are using. If we create a Ubuntu machine, then in the Ubuntu machine, we are going to use apt package manager. Currently, our Linux machine is Amazon Linux machine. That's why we are using yum package manager. So if you want to install any software in the Linux machine, then we are going to use package manager. Okay, guys. If you want to install any software in the Linux machine, then we are going to use package manager in our Linux machines. Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? What is package manager and why we need to go for package manager? Okay, perfect. When you install Maven, Java will be installed by default. Why? Because Maven requires Java. Maven software developed by using Java. So when we install the Maven software, Java will be installed by default. Maven built, Maven developed using Java. So when we install Maven software, then Java software will be installed by default. You no need to do that. That will be taken care by Maven. Maven is a build tool. Which is developed by using Java. So when we install the Maven software, then Java software will be installed by default. So if you want to install particular software in the Linux machine, then you can search for them in the Google. For example, how to install Java in Amazon Linux. How to install Java in Amazon Linux machine. So if you open this one, Amazon Linux Java installation. Okay. If you want to install the latest version of Java, directly yum install Java we can use. If you want to install particular version of Java, I want only Java 8. Then sudo yum install Java 1.8 version we can install. Okay. Sudo yum install Java, or you can install particular version of the Java also by using this one. How to uninstall the Java? Okay. So you can install it by using sudo yum install command. Similarly, if you want to uninstall the software, sudo yum remove Java version that you can specify. You can install the softwares and you can uninstall the softwares by using package managers. You can install the softwares and you can uninstall the softwares. Are you guys clear with my point? You can install the softwares and you can uninstall the softwares by using package managers in the Linux. Okay, good. Yum install, yum remove is available. Yum install is used to install the software. Yum remove is used to remove the software from the Linux machine. Package managers are used to download and install the packages. Package nothing but software. You don't need to download manually. The download and installing will be taken care by package manager. Now, if you want to install the Java in the Ubuntu machines, then what we are going to do? Sudo apt install Java. Sudo apt install Java. Okay. Sudo remove Java. Yum install, apt install. Yum remove, apt remove. So like this, you can install, you can uninstall the softwares by using package managers in the Linux machines. Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? Yes. So what is the meaning of package manager in the Linux, guys? They are used to install or update or remove or manage software packages in the Linux machines. So what is the package manager for Amazon Linux, guys? What is the package manager for Amazon Linux? Amazon Linux is one of the Linux distribution. What is the package manager? Yum. What is the package manager for Ubuntu Linux? apt. For Ubuntu Linux, apt. Suppose if I create a Linux machine by using Red Hat distribution, Red Hat Linux distribution if I use, yum only. For CentOS Linux, yum only. For Ubuntu, for Debian, apt is the package manager. How to download the MySQL? Someone is asking. You can simply Google it, sir. So you need to do the self-learning. Okay. Yeah. How to install MySQL in the Linux machine? Okay. Install MySQL server in the Amazon Linux. So how to install MySQL on the Amazon Linux? You can see the commands here. How to install MySQL software in the Linux machine. So for the MySQL, you can download that MySQL package file by using wget. Once that package is downloaded, then you can install that package by using install option here. Sudo systemctl start the MySQL. You can start the MySQL software. So like this, you can install MySQL. So unable to install MySQL on the Amazon Linux. So you can see the commands here. So they are going to use wget and they are downloading that MySQL software first. Then they are going to install that MySQL software by using this RPM file, right? So sudo install MariaDB, install MySQL, install the software. So like this, you can install the database softwares in the Linux machine by using Amazon Linux. MySQL client installation in the Linux. How to install MySQL client? Yum install MySQL. It is going to install MySQL client software in the Linux machine. Sudo, I think it got disconnected. I'm connecting back. Then sudo yum install MySQL, right? So no match, unable to find a match for the MySQL. So sudo yum install MySQL client. That package name is changed, so we are unable to access that. Sudo yum install MySQL. No match for the MySQL OS info. For Amazon Linux, MySQL Community Server. This is the name for that. Sudo yum install MySQL Community Server. No, they also removed this. It is not available. Yum install MySQL. Let me check it once. Install MySQL server in Amazon Linux. MariaDB is available, but MySQL is not there. One minute, guys. I'm checking for the package name for the MySQL. Okay, first we need to download the package. Installing the MySQL. First we need to download the RPM file for the MySQL. Directly we are not able to install the MySQL because that file is not available in the package rm star.txt. I have deleted all the text files here. rm-rf. Directly we don't have a package for that MySQL, so we are not able to install. Git maven java. Directly we are able to install, but MySQL package name not available directly. So first we need to download the RPM file for the MySQL. So by using wget command, we are downloading that RPM. Once we have downloaded, then check ls-l MySQL community release RPM file is downloaded. Then install the RPM. So to install this RPM, we are using sudo dnf install. Whatever the file we have downloaded, let me install that by using this command. Sudo dnf. Let me copy this. Sudo dnf. Whatever the RPM file we have downloaded, we are installing that RPM. Yes, that is completed. Installed. Once it is done, then you need to add the public key of the MySQL software to install it. Let me add this public key. Then paste it. Added that public key for the MySQL. Then finally install the MySQL community client. MySQL client we are installing. Yes. Then we are going to install MySQL community server. So with this MySQL community server is installing. Directly we can't install by using M package manager. We need to download the MySQL software by using that wget command. Then we are able to install. Then MySQL -h localhost -u root -p root. Now, so we are trying to connect with the MySQL server. That using a password on the command line interface can be insecure. So let me give -u root. The MySQL -version cannot connect to the local server through the socket. You are unable to connect with this MySQL local server. We are able to install it. DNF is also a package manager. Yes, guys. DNF is also a package manager. Now, so we used these commands, the wget command. First, we are downloading that MySQL RPM file. Then we are installing the RPM file. Then we are importing the key that is required for the MySQL. Then MySQL client we have installed. Then MySQL community server we have installed. MySQL client and MySQL community server we have installed. Okay. Then how to connect with this? So if I type just MySQL, cannot connect to the local server, it is giving one issue. Let me check it. What is this issue? What is the password it is taking? Using a password on the insecure error cannot connect to this. We need to reset the password. Stop this. We are able to install the MySQL, but password we don't know in order to connect with. Port 3306, localhost, username is root, password is not correct. It is asking for the password to connect with the MySQL. I'm giving the password as root only, but cannot connect to the server which is running on this port number. We are getting some issue. Server is installed, client is also installed, but we are not able to access. Password root I tried, guys, it is not accepted. No, password is not accepting as root. If grant tables, they are asking. After saving this, restart this one. I'm restarting this MySQL. Yes, after restarting, then go for SQL. Yes, we are able to connect it to the MySQL. So show databases. Currently, no databases available. Create a database, Ashok IT. Database is created. Use Ashok IT. Database is changed. Then show tables. The tables are not available in our database. So finally, we are able to install MySQL database and we are able to connect with the MySQL database. So in order to connect with the MySQL database, I have followed this one step, guys. So whenever we install the MySQL database, by default, we will not be able to connect. We need to modify the configuration file. In that configuration file, we are adding skip grant tables. So once we added this line in that file, then we are restarting that MySQL service. After we restarted that service, we are able to connect with the MySQL database without password. Okay. Once we connected to the database, then we are able to create the database. We are able to change the database. We can create the tables and we can insert the data also. You can write create a table emp. So employee ID. So that one we can specify as an integer of 10, comma, employee name, which is varchar of some 20, something like this. A table is created. Then select a star from emp table. There is no record available. We can insert the record, insert into emp values 1, comma, ID is 1, name is some Raj, something like this. One record is inserted, then select star from employee. I'm able to create one table and I'm able to insert one record also in the table, right? So MySQL database we are able to install. So installing MySQL software in the Amazon Linux. Install MySQL in Amazon Linux. Several steps we need to follow in order to install MySQL database in the Amazon Linux. So here, the first thing that what we have done is we have downloaded that RPM file for this one. This is the first command I have executed. Okay. Then the second command, I have used MySQL community RPM file, whatever is available. We are installing that RPM file. Then we are importing the public key which is required for the MySQL software installation. Then I have installed MySQL client. Then I have installed MySQL server. This is the client installation. And finally, we have installed the server. Client installed, then server is also installed. So this is the step one. Sudo. Here, if you see Git client, Git software, Maven, Java, simply we are able to install by using yum package manager. So these are the predefined packages already available in the Linux. That's why we are able to install these softwares. But when it comes to the when it comes to the MySQL, directly we are not able to install it. So that's why what we have done, we have executed all these commands. We are using wget command. What is the purpose of wget command? Can you tell me what is the purpose of wget command? It is used to download the files from the internet based on the URL. So wget I am using to download that file. Then I have installed it. Then I have imported the key. Then I have used DNF install. DNF is also another package manager, guys. So like yum, we are using DNF as a package manager. We installed MySQL client and we installed MySQL server. Execute all the below commands. Execute below command to install client and server. Once it is installed, are we able to connect with the MySQL database directly? No, we are able to connect with we are not able to connect with the MySQL database directly. So that's why I have used this my.cnf, etc/my.cnf. Okay, edit this file, edit my.cnf file, edit my.cnf file, add below line, add below line. Once we open that file, then we need to add one line in that file. Skip grant tables. This is the change that I have done to log into that machine. So edit the file and add this line in that file and save the file and close it. Once it is done, then after modifying the file, restart the MySQL by running the below command. Okay, I'm executing this command. With this command, I am restarting this. Once we are able to restart the MySQL service, then we are able to connect with the MySQL by executing a command called MySQL command. So systemctl start this, edit the configuration file, then restart the service, then use MySQL command. Then we are able to connect with the MySQL. Then check connectivity, check connectivity using below command. Okay, simply we are executing $MySQL. That's it. Then we are able to connect with the MySQL database. Now, if you are a developer, then you can create the tables, you can insert the data, and you can perform operations in the tables. So we need to execute all these commands. These commands you can execute. Then you need to edit the file. Then you need to add the below line. You need to add the below line in that file. Then you need to restart that MySQL. Then you need to check the connectivity with the MySQL by using MySQL command. Let me do that once again. Let me exit from this MySQL. When I execute exit, it is giving me bye. I came back to my EC2 machine. In this EC2 machine, MySQL server is available. MySQL client is also available. So how to connect to that? In order to connect to that, just I'm executing MySQL. Then when I execute MySQL, client is available, server is available. So we are able to connect with the MySQL database. Once we connect with the MySQL database, then we are going to execute a command, show databases. What are the databases available? I created Ashok ID database. Use Ashok ID. Then show tables. EMP table is available. Then select star from EMP. That table data we are able to check. One record is inserted in the table. So developers will know about these SQL commands that I am writing. Okay. As a DevOps engineer, you are not responsible to write these SQL queries. Just software's installation is our responsibility. But in the real time, we don't install the databases like this in the Linux machines, guys, because if you install the databases like this, you need to take care of database administration. So that's why in the real time, we are going to use cloud databases. Our database will be available in the cloud platform. So how to install the database in the cloud platform, that we are going to discuss in the AWS classes. That we are going to discuss in our AWS classes. Okay. So today we need to understand what is package manager and how to install the softwares by using package manager. So package manager is used to install the software. Some softwares we can install directly by using package manager. Like MySQL direct package is not available. So that's why a lot of process is there in order to install this MySQL software. Are you clear? Very good. Next one, I want to install one web server in the Linux machine. I want to install one web server in the Linux machine. Okay. So can you guys tell me, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of web server in the Linux machine, guys? Can you tell me what is a web server? Any idea? Any idea? What is the meaning of web server? If you see Ashok IT website, you are able to access. Okay, you are accessing Ashok IT website. So this website is running in one server. That's why you are able to access this website. So in order to run any website, we need one web server. If you want to run any website, then we need one web server. So here, web server is a software. What is the meaning of web server? Web server is a software which is used to run websites. Okay. Now, so I want to install one web server in my Linux machine. In the Linux machine, we can use HTTPD as a web server. We can use HTTPD as a web server to run our website in the Linux machine. So what is a web server? Web server is a software which is used to run websites. We can use HTTPD as a web server in Amazon Linux machine. So how to install the web server? Install HTTPD as a web server. For that, direct package is available. Sudo yum install HTTP. By using yum install HTTPD, we can install HTTPD server. And once that server is installed, I want to start that server. Start HTTPD server. To start that server, we are going to use sudo service httpd start. Install web server by using yum install httpd. Then start the httpd server by using sudo service httpd start. Sudo service httpd start command we are using to start that service. Okay, so let me go and execute it. First, let me check the status whether that service is running or not. So how to check the status? How to check the status whether it is running or not? systemctl status httpd. Okay, httpd service is not available. So currently in this machine, httpd service is not available. So how to install it? Sudo yum install httpd. Okay, I'm installing httpd. What is httpd? httpd is a web server in the Linux machine. I have installed that httpd service using this command. Now check this status. So what is the status now? It is inactive. So httpd service is available, httpd server is installed, but currently it is not running. So how to run that? How to run that? So to run this httpd server, we are using a command called sudo service httpd. Okay, sudo service httpd start. I want to start the httpd service. Sudo service httpd start. Service is start. Once the service is started, how to access our web server? Go to our machine. In our machine, we have installed a web server. httpd we are calling as a web server. We have installed. Take the public IP and access that web server. Now, when I am accessing the web server, it is not working. Why? Because this web server will run based on the protocol HTTP protocol. HTTPD web server runs on HTTP protocol with a 80 port number. Okay, so when we are going to deal with a web server, what is the meaning of web server? Web server is nothing but a software which is used to run websites in the Linux machine. So we are using HTTPD as a web server in the Amazon Linux machine. So how to install that web server in the Amazon Linux machine? By using sudo yum install httpd command. Then how to start that server? To start that server, we are using service httpd start. This service is started. How it will start? How it will run? This httpd web server runs on HTTP protocol with 80 port number. So to access our web server, we need to enable HTTP protocol in EC2 machine security group inbound rules. My server is running in the Linux machine, but I am not able to access my server. Am I able to access my server in the browser? By using the machine public IP, am I able to access my server? I am not able to access my server. Why I am not able to access my server? You read these 2 points, then you will understand. I am running a web server. That web server is running in the Linux machine. That web server will run on the HTTP protocol with 80 port number. So now, if you want to access that web server, you need to enable that protocol in the security group inbound rules. So all of you, please read these points. What is a web server? How to install the web server? How to start the web server? And what we need to do to access that web server. Web server is a software which is used to run websites, right? We are using HTTPD as a web server in our Amazon Linux machines. How we install that HTTPD? By using sudo yum install http. How to start that HTTPD service? Sudo service httpd start. If you give stop service will be stopped. Now I want to start. This will run on the port number 80. Now to access our web server, we need to enable HTTP protocol in the security group inbound rules. Sir, what is this security group? What is this inbound rules? That is AWS topic. Okay, go to this AWS EC2 machine. When you select this EC2 machine, you can see security tab. All of you observe carefully. I'm enabling the protocol in the security. So you select your machine, select the machine. Then for this machine, security tab available. Go to security tab. In that security tab, security group is available. Click on this security group. For this security group, inbound rules available. Currently, SSH is enabled. That's why we are able to connect with the Linux machine. Now, let us enable inbound rules. Edit inbound rules. Add the rule. What is the rule? HTTP. Web server run on the HTTP. I want to allow that HTTP protocol in the security group. What is the security group? What is inbound rule? What is outbound rule? All those things we will discuss in the AWS classes because this is AWS topic. What is a security group? What is inbound rule? What is outbound rule? This is AWS topic. So currently I enable inbound rule in the security. Once I enable the inbound rule in the security group, now this machine public IP, if you access in the browser, then that website will open. Okay. Earlier, I was not able to access the web server. Now I'm able to access the web server. You can also access my web server in your system. Okay. So web server we install and web server we are running. So that web server will run on the HTTP protocol with 80 port number. So in order to access that web server, we have enabled HTTP protocol in the security group inbound rules. The security group inbound rules are used to allow the traffic. Okay. Now we can access our web server by using its public IP address. Now I have given my public IP address in the chat box. Can you hit that URL? Are you able to access? Are you able to access my web server? Are you able to access my web server? Yes, sir. It is working. Now, I want to change the content of this web server, guys. I want to change the content of this web server. To change the content of the web server, I will go to one location. To change the content of the web server, I will go to one location, cd var www html. In this, I will create one file. Currently, nothing is available in this location. This is the location where our website can be deployed. When you install the web server, this location will be created, www.html. In this, we can keep our files. Currently, no file is available. Let me create one file, cat index.html. I'm creating one file with a name called cat index.html. So you can use sudo cat index.html. Permission denied for this one. Sudo vi index.html. I'm opening that file and I'm writing some content, which is welcome to Ashokai. Something. I'm writing some data in that file. Now refresh that URL, guys. Now, can you check it? My website content is changed. Can you hit the URL which I have given in the chat box? Can you hit the URL I have given in the chat box now? Are you able to see the content that I have modified? So this is whatever you are accessing. This is called my website. So my website is running in a web server. That web server I have installed in the Linux machine. That web server is running on the HTTP protocol with the 80 port number. That 80 port number we have enabled. Okay, how to change the content of the web server? To change the content of the web server, you can go to this command. Okay, navigate to the website content directly, cd var www.html. This is the location where we can deploy our website. The website will be available in a file called index.html. So whatever the data you keep in the index.html, that data will be displayed in the browser. Whatever the data that you keep in the index.html, that data will be displayed in the browser. This is called website setup in the Linux machine by using web server. Web server is nothing but a software which is used to run websites in the machine. So in the Linux machine, we are using HTTPD as a web server. How we are installing the HTTPD? Sudo yum install HTTPD we are using. Okay, then we are all right. Are you guys able to understand? How to install a web server in the Linux machine? How to do the website hosting in the Linux machine? We are installing a web server by using HTTP. So to install this HTTPD, we are using yum install. Then we are starting this service by using HTTPD start. Suppose if you want to stop it, then what we will do? Sudo service HTTPD stop. Then it is going to stop the service. My service is stopped. When the service is stopped, can you access the website now? Can you hit the URL? Is that URL working now? No, that URL is not working. Why that URL is not working? Why that URL is not working? Come on, guys. Why that URL is not working? I have stopped that web server. I have stopped that web server. Can we start the web server again? Can we start the web server again? Sudo service HTTPD start. Now it is start. The service is start. When the service is started, then refresh the URL. Then again we are able to access. So services can be stopped and services can be started. I am able to start the service now. Website is working. So here in the browser, you no need to give the 80 port number. 80 is by default. If you don't give anything also, by default it will take as 80. IP address :80, without 80 or without 80 also same. So you no need to specify the port number in the URL. You no need to specify that port number in the URL. So we are using HTTP. If you want HTTPS, then you need to install SSL certificate. Currently, our website is available in the HTTP server. If you want the HTTPS, then you need to install SSL certificate for the security. Currently, we have not installed SSL certificate. That's why it is working only on the HTTP. Okay. So look at package managers. They are used to install the softwares. Package managers depends on the Linux distribution we are using. Okay, some packages will be available directly. Using the package name we can install. Git, Java, Maven, directly we are able to install. But MySQL direct package is not available. So lot of things we need to do to install the MySQL software. And how to work with the web server. So web server is a software that we are using to run our website. So HTTPD is a web server that we are using here. Then we are using m install HTTPD. Then we are using service HTTPD start. It will run on the port number 80. So to access our web server, we need to enable that HTTP protocol in the security group. Then we can access our web server by using its public IP address. Then navigate to the website content directory where www.html. Then in this directory, we need to keep one file called index.html. So in this file, whatever the content we are keeping, that content will be loaded in our browser. Okay. So the static website is running. That website we are able to access in browser. So this is running in the web server. That web server port number will be 80. So IP address colon port number. As the port number 80 is default and optional port, no need to specify. If you just specify the IP address, then we are able to access that. Then we are able to access. Are you clear? Guys, are you clear with this one? Are you clear with this one? What is package manager? How to install softwares? How to install web server in the Linux machine? How to start the service? How to stop the service? To stop our web server, to stop our web server, to stop our web server, we can use below command. Okay, what is that? Sudo service httpd stop. Sudo service httpd stop command we are using, which is used to stop our web server. Are you guys clear with my point? The HTML location is default, guys. For the web server, this is the default location. We have to remember. In this location only, you need to keep index.html. In this location only, we need to keep index.html. All right. Perfect. The services we can stop by using systemctl also, guys. So whatever the services that we are managing, to manage the services, there is a other option available in the Linux, systemctl. What is a systemctl in the Linux? Systemctl is a command line utility in the Linux machine, which is used to manage the services in the Linux machine. Starting a service, stopping a service can be done by using this systemctl. Systemctl is a command line utility in the Linux systems, which is used to manage system services in the Linux. Okay, it is used to manage system services. So what is the meaning of system services? Whatever the service, I want to start the service, I want to stop, restart, reload, enable, disable, the services that can be managed by using another command in the Linux, which is called systemctl. Okay, so if you want to start the service, then you can use systemctl start service name. If you want to stop it, if you want to restart, reload, enable, can be done by using systemctl in the Linux machine. In the next session, I will explain what is a systemctl in the Linux. Today's topic, what is package manager, how to use a package manager, how to install the softwares, how to install web server, how to host a static website in the Linux. In the next session, we are going to talk about what is the systemctl in the Linux and how to we will deal with services in the Linux by using systemctl. Okay, so as I told you, Linux day-wise videos I am uploading in our YouTube channel. So already I have uploaded 4 videos in our YouTube channel, guys, Linux playlist. I will upload the remaining videos also day-wise in this channel, which are used for your revision purpose. So please follow this channel to get more updates on this Linux. Okay, thank you, guys. With this, I'm stopping for today. We'll meet again in the next session. We have the next session on Tuesday, guys. Monday is a holiday because of election. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we don't have a class. We have the next class on Tuesday, guys. Okay, thank you, everyone.